A warm welcome, one and all. Myself, Dr. Rashmi Joshi Sawalkar, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology, Shri College of Science, Akola. Dear friends, today we are here for the lecture of our second semester, and the lecture is from your syllabus, first unit, and the topic is also first, that is eukaryotic cell and prokaryotic cells. So let's study today that what is the difference between prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cells. I think you have studied it before in your previous classes, that is in 8th standard, 10th standard, again in 12th standard. But we will clear our basic concepts here first, then we will start our topic in the on the next slides. So let's start. Now, basically, what is cell theory? Cells are the basic units of living organisms. Cells are the basic units of living organisms. The cell theory states that all living things are made up of one or more cells, that is unicellular and multicellular. We have studied it many times in our previous lectures. So this is all about that unicellular and multicellular cells. So cell is the basic unit. The living cell is the basic unit of the living organism through which all the metabolic activities and functions are done by this cell. So the cell theory states that all living things are made up of one or more cells. Cells are the basic unit of structure and function in the living things. All cells come from other cells. See here, this is the second paper of our subject zoology, and the title is Cell Biology and Developmental Biology. So again, the cell means the basic structural and functional unit of living organism. So this is all about the cell theory, which mentioned the structure of cell, function of cell, and who invented it. So let's see forward. So there are two categories. How many types of cells are there? So two types or two categories are there. The cell that have membrane bound organelles are called as eukaryotic cells. See here the eukaryotic cells and the prokaryotic cells. Two types we will study here. So the first one is eukaryotic cell. What are eukaryotic cells? So the cells that have membrane bound organelles are called as eukaryotic cells. This is the structure of eukaryotic cells. So cells, now the next type is the prokaryotic. So see the definition of prokaryotic cells. Cells that do not have membrane bound organelles are called as prokaryotic cells. For example, unicellular organisms such as bacteria are examples of prokaryotic cells. So this is the prokaryotic cells whose cell organelles are not membrane bound. They don't have their cell membrane. So those organisms are called as prokaryotic cells. For example, bacterial cell. Here is the diagram of bacterial cell or prokaryotic cell structure. See here, this is the outermost covering. This is the flagellum. These are all pila or pili. These are ribosomes are present. Cytoplasmic membrane is present. Here cell wall is present, and this is the capsule of the bacterial cell. So let's see. Sorry. The cell type first is eukaryotic cell. So what are the eukaryotic cells? Cells that contains organelles which are held together by membranes. For example, including plant cell and animal cells. Both the cells, that is plant and animal cells, are membrane bound, and those are called as eukaryotic cells. Okay, so this is the definition of eukaryotic cell. See the diagram here, in which the cell structure is given, ultrastructure of cell is given. See in the central area, central dogma of the cell, the nucleus is present. This blue or gray colored structure is nucleus, and inside that nucleus, nucleolus is present. The nucleus is having the pore membrane. Pores are present on the membrane. These green color structures are Golgi complex. These yellow color structures are smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and when the smooth endoplasmic reticulum possesses ribosomes on their outermost surface, then those are called as rough endoplasmic reticulum. These all are vesicles, red color. This is chromatin material that is inside the nucleus or nucleoplasm. The chromatin material is present. The lysosomes are present in the cell cytoplasm. Mitochondria are seen, and these are the microfilaments. So these all are the cell organelles which are membrane bound and which are present in the eukaryotic cells. These are microtubules, and this is the plasma membrane, that is the outermost covering of the cell, which is made up of, which is called as plasma membrane. So let's see the next slide. Eukaryotic cell structure, how the structure is formed and what are the organelles present. Let's see. The plasma membrane or cell membrane, it is also called as cell membrane or plasma membrane. The flexible boundary of the cell. See, plasma membrane is the flexible boundary of the cell. It is a sketch diagram, colorfully prepared for you, then separates a cell from its surrounding. Every cell organelle is membrane bound, and which separates a cell from its outermost area or surrounding. Okay, so let's see here. The black color dark outline is plasma cell membrane or endoplasmic reticulum. This blue color, this is rough endoplasmic reticulum, as ribosomes or these dots are present here. This is the nucleus in the central area of the cell. Then these are the ribosomes, blue color, and this is the mitochondria, this is the lysosome, and this orange color structure is Golgi complex. So these all organelles are present inside the eukaryotic cell, which are membrane bound or which are plasma membrane bound organisms. Now, plasma membrane. What is plasma membrane or cell membrane? So let's see. Plasma membrane, which allows nutrients to enter the cell and waste to be removed. So this is referred to as selectively permeability or selectively permeable membrane. Selectively means selected particles. It chooses which particle can be transferred, entered or exit from the membrane, and permeability means filters through. So this is the main property of this plasma membrane, that it is selectively permeable. The second point is keeping a healthy balance of nutrients and water within the cell is called as homeostasis. Keeping the healthy balance of nutrients and water. Keeping the balance of water and nutrients inside the cell is the main function, which is called as homeostasis, which is maintained by this plasma membrane. So then what are the organelles present in the prokaryotic or eukaryotic cells? So overview of organelles. So nucleus, the first important organelle of the cell is nucleus. Nucleus is largest organelle in the cell, and it is the most inner compartment of the cell, which contains chromatin, means genetic material, DNA, genetic information on strands called chromosomes. Here chromosomes are present on which the the chromosomes are formed. The next point is control center. It is the control center of the cell. That means nuclear is the control unit of the cell for cell metabolism and reproduction. These all important functions are performed by the nucleus of the cell, which is present in the central part of the cell cytoplasm, and it is the largest organelle of the cell. Now the second part which is present inside the nucleus is chromatin. Directions on how to make proteins. Chromatin is the material which directs to make or produce or synthesize the proteins. Then nucleolus. It is found inside the nucleus. Ribosomes are made here. It is the central part of the nucleus which is called as nucleolus, and here this nucleolus synthesizes or prepares or generates ribosomes. So this is all about the nucleus, main structure in the cell, which is the largest one. Now the second other organelles are the ribosomes, which make proteins made up of RNA and protein through thought of as factories. It is also called as a factory. Ribosomes are called as a factory organelles which prepares or which synthesizes proteins with the help of RNA and proteins. The another organelle is cell cytoplasm. This cell cytoplasm is a clear gel-like fluid inside the cell. Inside the plasma membrane, inside the cell, or all the cell organelles float inside the liquid or fluid medium which is called as cell cytoplasm, which is clear gel-like fluid inside the cell which suspends all organelles. Okay. Now the next organelle is endoplasmic reticulum, which is extensive network of membranes and which is of two types, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. The outermost membrane which shows presence of ribosomes are called as rough ER, and no visible ribosomes, that is it is smooth ER. Now the next organelle is Golgi apparatus, which sorts proteins made by ribosomes. As I have told you that ribosomes synthesizes proteins inside the living cell. So the synthesized proteins from ribosomes are sorted inside the Golgi apparatus. The sorting process is done by this Golgi apparatus and sends them to needed places in the cell. So transportation and protein sorting, these two functions are performed by this Golgi apparatus. The next organelle here is lysosomes, organelles that are filled with digestive enzymes to remove waste and invading bacteria. So defense function is performed by lysosomes. So organelles that are filled with digestive enzymes. In these lysosomes, digestive enzymes are present or synthesized, which helps to remove the waste and invading bacteria. Now, the next organelle is mitochondria, often referred to as the powerhouse. Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Why it is called as the powerhouse of the cell? Because it releases energy for the cell. It converts the energy stored in glucose into ATP for the cell. That's why it is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Now, the next organelle is vacuoles. Fluid-filled organelles enclosed by a membrane which are called as vacuoles. Vacuoles stores materials such as food, sugar, water and waste products. Now, see the structure here. It is the eukaryotic plant cell structure, but we have to study here only the animal cell and the bacterial cell. But this is the plant cell structure, just to inform you that such type of structure is present. Plant cell structure is there. Now, plant cell organelles are cell wall, chloroplast, chlorophyll, plastids. Now, see here the difference between the some typical cells, animal cell, and this is the bacterial cell. That is, this is the this is the eukaryotic cell, and bacterial cell is the prokaryotic cell. See the difference here, given two diagrams simultaneously. So first one is the eukaryotic cell. Okay, so this is the cell membrane as we have studied in the previous slide, the complete structure of cell here. So see again here the vacuoles, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, nucleus. Inside the nucleus, nucleolus is present. Inside, surrounding the nucleolus, chromosomes or genetic material is present. These are Golgi complexes. This is cell cytoplasm. And see here the structure of eukaryotic cell, that is bacterial cell, bacillus type bacterial cell. So cell wall is present, plasma membrane is present, capsule is present, pili are seen, then mesosomes are present and flagellum is seen here for locomotion. So this is all about the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Again here the colorful and beautiful diagram I have shown you here, that is first one is bacterial cell, again the second one is animal cell. See the colorful diagram, so bright and nicely explained here, that this is the cytoplasm, prokaryotic cell structure, this is the cytoplasm, these all are nucleoloids, this is the flagellum, brown color hair like follicle, it is flagellum for locomotion, these are pili, small finger like projections, then these are ribosomes, then these are cytoplasmic membrane, cell wall and capsule. Now on the right side, this is the animal cell. See, Number of mitochondria are seen here. So mitochondria, again the powerhouse of living cell, which generates ATP molecules. Now this is rough endoplasmic reticulum, because on the outermost surface of endoplasmic reticulum ribosomes are attached. So this is rough, and the reticulum where no ribosomes are seen, that is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Then this is plasma membrane, nucleus, nucleolus, this is nucleoplasm, this is nuclear envelope, and inside it the chromatin material is present. Now this red color structure is Golgi apparatus. These are microtubules, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, centriole, peroxisomes, microfilaments, and blah blah blah. These are all cell organelles present inside the animal cell. So this is the clear-cut differentiation between the eukaryotic cell and the prokaryotic cells. Number of and multiple organs are seen in the animal cell, and few organelles are seen inside the prokaryotic cells. That's why these are called as prokaryotic, and that these are multicellular and eukaryotic cells. Now, cross section of animal cell. See, centrosome is present. This is nucleus, pink color structure. Inside the nucleus, this nucleolus is present. The outermost membrane of nucleus is called as nuclear membrane. These blue color vacuoles are present. These are mitochondria. These are Golgi bodies. These are ribosomes present, smooth ER, rough ER, cell cytoplasm, centrosome, and the outermost covering, that is cell membrane or plasma membrane. Now, see, many times the structure of nucleus is asked for 4 mark as a short note. So you have to give this diagram, but you have to highlight this proper nucleus structure. So see here, it is explained and labeled, well labeled here, that these are nuclear pores on the outermost membrane, that is nuclear membrane. Some pores are present which are called as nuclear pores. This is the inside the nucleus, the nuclear membrane, the nucleolus is seen, which is in the brown color structure, and this togetherly 3 structures, that is nuclear pore, nucleolus, and nuclear membrane, togetherly forms the combined structure or assembled structure, which is called as nucleus. Here Golgi complex. See, around the nucleus, the rough endoplasmic reticulum is seen around the nucleus. See, throughout the nucleus, rough endoplasmic reticulum is arranged. After rough endoplasmic reticulum, we see the Golgi complex, the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, the mitochondria. These are the centrioles and many other organelles which are floating freely inside the cell cytoplasm, and this is the outermost membrane, cell membrane or plasma membrane. But see the position here, that in the center of the cell the nucleus is present, around the nucleus the rough endoplasmic reticulum is present, then after the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi complex are seen, and then after the remaining cell organelles are present. So this type of organization is there inside the living cell. So this was all about the eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. I have differentiated it very simple way, in a very simple way. I think you all understood it nicely. If any query, if you are having difficulty, please ask me, and we will meet in the next lecture. Thank you. Thank you, dear friends.